Shard Price, Goku Week 4 reflection. Looking back on the week that we just had after the big test, we were sitting here doing Python classes and other things of that nature. Classes were a bit different from the way we did them in JavaScript, with a few added changes, but still had the same structure and methods. And just rehearsing doing that. For me, for the most part, most of the most of the exercises were pretty straightforward. I think with me, I'm just sitting out, basically just waiting for them just to hand out the assignment or in class work, which is fine for now, but it's not really gonna be that productive. I'm just sitting there just doing nothing the entire time. I probably spend next week or pretty much any future endeavors. Whereas if I'm just gonna find myself just sitting there idly by, might as well review over the stuff I've already done, but most likely just break it down in ways where I can find more unique ways of just building code. Like many people said during the test reviews that reviewed over all the material in Python, variables, conditions, for ifs, loop statements, arrays, it's probably best if I probably go back and redo some of the exercises, but this time instead of doing it the way that I usually do, probably say mix them up, do them in a different method, think of a different way of getting the program to work, making sure it works. Probably fill my time to preoccupy myself if I find the material at least somewhat repetitive. That sort of thing. But again, still being an active participant in class, because I know one of my biggest things is I don't participate in class, which tends to me to drift off to either doing something else entirely or going to sleep, which neither one is just as good as the other one. So finding some way for me to be more active in class, and also finding different ways of solving a problem that I've already solved for the 7th time. Going into next week, we're doing we had a 3-day break thanks to Labor Day, and it's just more of a time just to go back and look at what I've been doing, look at what probably could change in the future, and of course increasing my overall development skills, allowing me to and hopefully if I'm actually just doing what I set out to do, is just to make sure I am just redoing the code as many times as possible can, could possibly help me read more complicated code later. So it helps me get through. So me just doing other things pertaining to coding could help in the long run. But I think the biggest thing for me is probably just being an active participant in class. Yes, I know I've been there for 2 months, and yes, when I raise my hand, sometimes Ken or Kevin may just gloss over me because they know I know the answer. So don't let it discourage me. Just raise my hand anyway. They call on me. They call on me. They don't. They don't. Let it go. But other than that, just look forward to next week. It was a short week, no doubt, and just gotta keep my head level, stay focused on what I need to do, make sure I'm active participating in class, and if I finish early, do it again. But this time, do it differently. So if I push something, it may just wind up having like 5 different ways of having to do something. Probably at least I want to try at least get 2 different methods of doing something. Unless I just have to, go at that moment. But beyond that, yeah, just looking forward to week 5. This is week 4, just passed, and week 5 is going to be a short week thanks to Labor Day. And yeah, I'll just see you guys next time.